Hey guys, this is Amazon Duke. You know me, I'm still looking back. Well, it looks like in 1992 we had the 1992 United States presidential election was the 52nd quadrum presidential election. It was held on Tuesday, November 3rd, 1992. Democratic Governor Bill Clinton of Arkansas defeated Republican President George H.W. Bush. Okay, you guys know they're both cousins, right? They've been bouncing our presidency back and forth between the generations since 1992. Today is 2019. 82, 92, 2000. Yep, there's where it starts. There's where your corruption started. Okay, it says, this is Wikipedia. I don't believe most of their shit because I find it to be very one-sided. I hope history isn't written, Wikipedia, I hope history isn't written by these fuckers because they're wrong. It says, Bush had alienated many of his conservatives in his party by breaking his 1988 campaign pledge against raising taxes. But he fended off a primary challenge from conservative commentary Pat Buchanan. Bush's popularity after his success in Gulf War fended off a primary challenge from conservative Pat Buchanan. You call that, the Gulf War, a fucking victory? I have 3 of those guys working for me. And they are no means fucking normal. That's a victory? That's a victory, I guess, according to Papa Bush. Well, now that Papa Bush is dead, we can find out who really killed JFK and what him and his boy was doing in Dallas, Texas at the same time. All this shit's coming out, guys. It's just a shame that they're not 30 years old and we can lock them up for the next 50 years. Clinton, there's your 1992. The drug runner with the CIA, what was it, cocaine cowboys, in home state of Arizona, or home state of Arkansas. In fact, the FBI was just in there snatching 2 planefuls of records. That hasn't been in the news, even though the guy that loaded the video showed it, but it's not in the news. We've got a long night here. Let's go on and find out what was going on in 92. 92, the economy was in recession, and Bush's greatest strength was foreign policy, was regarded as much less important to the following destruction of the Soviet Union. There's something to hold on to. Bill Clinton destroyed the Soviet Union with his minions. And then Hillary comes back years later trying to play a reset. Come on, guys. This shit reeks. I'm telling you. This is almost too fucking funny. Okay, the economy was in recession and Bush's greatest strength, foreign policy, was regarded as much less important to the dissolution of the Soviet Union and in the Cold War, and relatively peaceful climate in the Middle East after the Gulf War. Is that right? That was in 92. We're still fucking fighting over there, in case you haven't caught on, boys. That's why I say, we've had nothing but puppets in the White House. Nothing but puppets. And they're still livid beside themselves because there's a real guy there. Somebody who actually signed the front of a check to pay his employees. That wasn't in politics, that didn't lick Clinton's ass, that wasn't tied up in the drug trade, and wasn't a drunk, and, you know, and there's people out there that keep going, we'd rather have Hillary Clinton or Bernie Sanders. What are you, fucking nuts? Do you want everyone to have an equal share? Well, I'm going to quit working. So whose share am I going to steal? I'm not going to work. I just want food stamps. I want to kick back and let the whole world roll by. Let me smoke dope while I'm at it. If you're on that program, you're in deep shit. That's all I got to say. Okay, Clinton won plurality in the popular vote. Plurality? Is that where that shit comes from? We don't need the electoral vote, even though it's the basics of our country and its founding. Let's go with the popular vote. And then we find out what 1.5 million people voted in California than they have on the voter rolls. Okay, they only scream they want the Constitution when it works in their favor. They only scream they want God when it works in their favor. Otherwise, they don't want nothing to do with it. Okay, plurality. And this is like fucking 20 years ago this was written. He won the popular vote. Well, so did Hillary. That don't mean shit, does it? Not the last time I checked. With regard is much less important. Following the Perot led in several polls taken in June 1992, but severely damaged his candidacy by temporarily dropping out of the race in July. He had his balls in a stretcher. He didn't know if it was real or not. That's what they do, is they basically character assassinate you before you even get going. They're already starting with that, I don't know, in Florida or in Hawaii, Tulsi. I'm not doing the woman, bitch. I'm not doing the woman thing. You could put Mary up there to be voted into president, and I won't vote for a woman because they're fucking vicious. Democrat women are the most vicious fucking things I've ever seen in my life. They hate men, but want them to be subservient to them. Their whole mentality's fucked up, from Camilla Harris to beer cracking Elizabeth Warren. When remember when Hillary was drinking hot sauce and swilling her wine, or shooting a shot, or Kasich eating pizza were bigger than his face. These people are phonies, man. You know what I thought was cool tonight? Jimmy Kimmel and all them little fucking dickheads were making fun of President Trump, feeding the team that came up to the White House hamburgers from McDonald's and Burger King and fries and chicken nuggets. You know what I thought? First thing I thought of, well, it isn't a hot dog party. Government wasn't shut down then when Obama spent $65K on a hot dog party that consisted nothing but children. Or did it? Okay, well, Trump paid for his party, and I think everybody had a good time. Anyway, okay, let's go back to Clinton. Let's see. Jimmy Carter and Gerald Ford. Bush is one of 3 incumbent presidents since World War II. See, they've been passing this shit. Jimmy Carter was like Barack Obama. He was a hold the space till the next Clinton or Bush could get in again. Okay? Gerald Ford, he tried. They creamed him. There was nothing he could do about it. 38th president, served as 74 to 97. And I think that's before the intel got really nasty, but I'm still going back to Kennedy's murder. It was a setup, and it wasn't some guy on the lawn or anything like that. That was our inside guys. That's your deep state. So anyway, let's see. Let's listen to a little bit of one of my favorite guys on the X-22 report and see what he's got going on. Okay, guys, there's all I could find tonight, and I'm thoroughly disappointed in the Republicans for going after Stephen King, representative or senator, because you know where he came from that I remember him the most momentum on? When Richard Painter, he ran for Congress this last or one before 26, or maybe it was 2018, but he lost his ass. Amy Klobuchar's, her partner in crime, she's nothing but a cock holder for Al Franken up there in the what is it, Minnesota? Yeah, I think it is Minnesota, the water. But anyway, Amy's a shithead. I wouldn't vote for the fucking cunt if you twisted my arm. Anyway, the point being on this is this shit's getting ready to come out. It's coming out slowly, leaking, and that's why they're coming up with Trump was a Russian operative? Really? Went to Moscow, what, twice in his whole fucking life for a beauty pageant, and then talks on building a tower over there. Well, show him there 1,000 times. Show the phone calls. Come on, Mueller, put up, shut up. I'm sure we could put you in Moscow with 7 to 9 grams of uranium under the Obama administration with your pal Hillary, whose husband was making $500K a pop for 10 minutes of listening to some fucking moron that once was a president. So, and what was it, $120 million funneled through the Clinton Foundation? I'd say look at the McCain Foundation. I'd say look at the Obama Foundation. I'd say look at Papa Daddy Bush's foundation. You know why? They're the mafia. They're the new mafia. They're not the old mafia of guns and machine guns and people end up in cement boots. No, in Hillary's world, they end up washing offshore or breaking their necks on barbells. So, anyway, that was all I had tonight. Tried to do my best. I got 2 more chemos, and I'm going to be done. Then we'll know if I'm going to die or live. Isn't that cool? Yeah, you know, my cat found it. Animals know. Animals know. She now eats Fancy Feast. This is my baby girl. Over here. This is Sissy. Come show your face, Sissy. Say hi. I saved Mama's life. Because she did. So anyway, let's see where all this ends up. And if I get censored and kicked off of Facebook and Twitter and YouTube and all of those again, which would be normal. I used a lot of media tonight. It is just for informational purposes. I'm not trying to infringe on your copyright. A lot of you guys spend too much time putting commercials on your shit trying to make money. I gain nothing by this. Not a single penny, not a single dime, anywhere. I get nothing for this. I do it because I'm a patriot. I love my country. I love my family. And I love our way of life. And I will do what it takes to protect it. This is Amazon Jude signing out from Wyoming. God bless my president. God bless America.
And that, by the way, that's the way it's supposed to be. These investigations are supposed to be going. You're not supposed to be leaking them. So I think, look, between some of the credibility and stature of William Barr, Bill Barr coming in, and the fact that there is ongoing efforts right now to clean this mess up, and it is a mess. Yeah, I thought about this thing, John. I filed, as you remember, 3 years ago, that massive suit against the IRS. It took us 3 years to get it resolved. It took us 3 years to get the rules changed. It took us 3 years to get the people out. But I have a Freedom of Information Act request. We talked about it on our broadcast today. That has one of the, if you fight.
That's one of the biggest deals you have to go through, too, is Freedom of Information Act. These little boneheads that are on furlough right now, that's all they have to do all day long is do their little compartmental problem or program or whatever it is. And they can't even do that. This is why I like the idea of the government shutdown right now. Because all those little fucking bureaucrats are at home. We don't need them. If we needed them, the government would be in a worse shape than it is. So the garbage is piling up. You know what? Clean up your own front stoop, man. There's a dump up the road. I'm sure you can take your garbage there. You got 401ks. Hell, you're paid twice as better at working for the federal government than you are when you work in the private sector. So don't hand me that. You got 401ks. You got full health insurance. Fuck you and your, I'm starving to death. Yeah, put 2 porkers, about 250 pounds each, sitting on a couch, telling me how they're starving to death and they can't make their rent meet. How about, you know what, the 9 years that we had fucking Pimp Boy in office that killed our energy industry, killed our coal industry, killed every fucking thing he could touch. Okay? We had to go find new ways to make money. What? You don't know how to change a tire?
A different approach. I thought the most enlightening part of the discussion was when the Attorney General's nominee, Bill Barr, was being pressed by Senators Blumenthal and later by Senator Hirota, where the issue was, will you guarantee us that you will, for instance, allow the special counsel to basically do whatever he wants? Will you guarantee us a subpoena right? Will you guarantee us that his report will be public? And what Bill Barr said correctly is that Bill's going to follow the law, but he also said he's not surrendering his authority as Attorney General in the United States under the rules and regulations that have been set up. And it's pretty clear that a lot of these senators don't know what those rules are, or the regulations that govern the special counsel. They keep conflating.
Oh, we got to find fucking Camilla. Hey, James Brown's looking for you. Willie Brown's looking for you. You're still the best looking town.
Leon Jaworski and the Watergate Council and the Independent Council with the situation of a special counsel. It's apples and oranges. The rules are different. They're not independent in the sense that they don't report directly to, say, Congress or directly to a 3-judge panel. They report to the Attorney General. So, look, Bill Barr is a man of tremendous integrity.
Well, we said the same fucking shit about Mueller, didn't we, Jay? And we said the same shit about Sessions. You know a man of integrity? Donald J. Trump. That's the only motherfucker so far besides Devin Nunes and Jim Jordan and Louis Gohmert that I can say are 100% men of integrity. Everybody else can pound sand.
He's a tremendous reputation. I've known him for 3 decades. He's going to be fair, which is all you can ask for. He's going to apply the law without a bias, which is something.
Right, because he's a robot. We can work. Mr. Roboto. Maybe I should play that. There's nothing in your life that you do that is without bias. I don't care from which car wash you use to which diaper service you use. So, Jay, who bought you? I want to know who. What kind of fucking deal are you working behind the scenes?
Something that's desperately needed. He's aware that the Department of Justice has challenged it. Look at the biggest challenge today. The General Counsel of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, James Baker. Yeah, James Baker is under a criminal investigation for leaking information. Now, we also know that William McCabe was the number 2 guy.
He's the Deputy FBI Director under Comey.
Deputy FBI Director. He's under investigation.
Oh, hell, they had a big old fucking party. I don't know where you guys are missing the program on this one, but remember when Clapper was on CNN or Brenner, and he said Obama directed him, personally directed him to spy on the Trump campaign. Did somebody have fucking amnesia somewhere along the road here? I took my tooth out. It's kind of sore. I had my chemo today, so I'm getting sore. No, he admitted it on CNN. So we know it goes all the way up to Obama. You know what I think these fuckers are more afraid of than anything? We're never going to put Obama in prison. Hillary will never see prison. She'll just have to accidentally die like Bush and McCain and Bader. So there's never going to be anybody go to jail. The pedophile rings are being busted all over the place, but media doesn't want to cover that. And that's got nothing to do with this. But these guys all make fucking deals. I think Mitch McConnell made a deal with Schumer for the Democrats to take the House. Otherwise, they'd have been classified as incidental party group. They would have been done. It would have been Republicans, constitutionalists, and liberals. Democrat Party was dead. That's the way I see it. I think they bargained it off, and I think this is all theater. This is all theater. This is one of your best soap operas. And you know why I say that? Because every day is just, oh no, I would have never guessed. And it's all about ratings. It's all about money. We know that too. The reason they don't want the border is because, man, can you imagine the fingers that are in that pie? The pie's this big. We got human trafficking. We got pedophiles. We got drugs. We got guns. We got illegals. We got social programs. Fuck yeah, that's a big pie. Who gets two of the biggest pieces? New York and California. Why? Who owns those two pieces? Nancy Pelosi, California. Schumer, New York. They're struggling in Texas right now. DeSantis took Florida. That's all safe and good and fine. And then you got crazy Stacey Abrams. What a fucking poor loser she was. That was a fucking poor loser. You know, that's what Democrat women do. Whether they're black, white, ragged, skinny little bony ass Latino. That's what they do. And then you look at, you know, conservative women. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this right now while I got a nice little buzz. I took some of my drugs, you know, to not make me nauseous. And they give me a little bit of a buzz. Have you ever seen a conservative woman lose her shit? Think about it. Tick, 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 tick. Where's the Jeopardy sound when you need it? Tick, 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 tick. Nope. Answer is no. How many times have you seen a Democrat woman lose her shit? That's all they do is lose their shit. You got them going, men are bad, government is bad, America is bad, everybody should hate everything, and then you look over and you drown it all out, you know, the white noise, and you realize, fuck, my kids get to claim 12 grand this year for the kids. You know how far that's going to pay off for them? They're going to be able to make an extra house payment. Or buy the extra motorcycle so the old lady gets to ride alongside her man. Pay for the sidewalk improvements without interest. Pay off the IRS when they were laid up during pimp years when energy was bad. Fucking people. You know, you guys surprise me all the time. Energy is bad while you're plugging in your phone. You know, energy is bad while you're climbing in your Escalade. Who the fuck you think makes that possible? You know? Anyway, let's go back to Jay Sekulow. He's got this shit-eating grin on his face tonight. Just kind of driving me irky.
For leaking, we know that James Comey leaked because James Comey said it. So, I mean, look, the FBI and the Department of Justice need a steady hand, and Bill Barr did not need this job. He's older than me, 68 years old, and has had a distinguished career, and I think people are overreading on both sides.
Frankly, I'd rather have you in there, Jay. I can read you, I can understand you, and your eyes are, you know, when you're full of shit, they show it too. I'm not for a new fucking flagship, especially from Bush. I mean, a couple years, still connected to Mueller after all those years. I'm not feeling it.
What he's saying here is a confirmation hearing. He is answering forthrightly. There are distinctions between what he's saying and the way others would say it or phrase it. Is Bob Mueller on a personal witch hunt? I picked up all that. Now, look, here's the thing. Bill Barr does not know and no one does, except Bob Mueller and his team, as to exactly where all the tentacles of this investigation are. Nobody knows that. I mean, we have general ideas. We have more specific ideas.
Oh, fuck, the tentacles are growing just like an octopus in a nice saltwater bath.
President's Council. But
wasn't it supposed to be that how much did Russia interfere in the 2016 election? Now we're off on IRS violations and not declaring you're a foreign lobbyist. Fuck, let's go back and look at what we did the last 20 years. Every one of them motherfuckers should be in jail for it. And now you're going to get all fucking cleaned up and serious on the Republicans? You guys better grow some goddamn balls or you don't deserve the office. I know this much. When I go to vote next time, if it's a politician, I'm not voting for it. I don't give a fuck who it is. If it's Milo Yankovic from West Bank, Southern Kentucky, that's who gets my vote. I am not doing no more politicians. Not a fucking one. I do have to say, just to be on the uptake, Ted Cruz is finally coming into his own. You're not out there to please everybody. You got to please your base. And that base is your voters. And that base is the ones that go to work fucking 6 days a week, raise their families, and then help their kids get a little further ahead. We don't sit around smoking crack. We're not cashing fucking welfare checks. We're not standing in line for the cheapest roll of toilet paper or big screen TV. Okay? That is not America. 9/10 of us are Americans. We own a business. We work our business. Yeah, we have to skate the IRS every once in a while because you fuckers went all nuts. You know, you started charging us the highest. We're the ones that create the jobs. You know, if you're squeezing my nuts, I can't hire 3 people. You know, it's the same with the trucking industry. What the fuck is his name? Ray Martinez. Out of New York. What is it? It's not like the union workers, but it's a union transportation, something or others. There's a fuck up, Mr. Trump, President Trump. You don't want anybody who doesn't understand what it's like to have 10 or less trucks trying to make a living and feed 75 people that help you run that business. If I didn't know where my truck was at any given fucking moment of the day, then it's because my cell service is down. Do you think satellite's any better? Okay. Do you think, like most of us that are small businesses, we run within the state, that we don't know how many people are going to be behind the wheel of that truck over the next 24 hours? Then you're fucked up. I know exactly at any given moment who is in my truck, where he is, what he did on his last, 8 hours, and be able to chart it to get paid from the guy who hired me to do it. I want to come to Washington. I want to bring my husband. I wanted him to testify on what it's like to be 10 or less trucks in Wyoming. Under the Obama Midnight Rule, 33 or 36? 36 pages, where Sheila Jackson Lee was okay with adding to our everyday trips 2 more books this thick. This is just a book I'm giving you because I can't grab the other one. But now we have 3 of these instead of 1. One book that used to tell us what we are as a trucker. What we have to check. What you have to make sure. Do you seriously think that we're going to go out there with our wife in the truck or a dog in the truck and get in the truck and take a time card and go, cha-ching, okay, I'm on the clock for the next 11 hours. Snow, wind, accidents, fires. We're 6 hours short. We ran out of time because of natural hazards. So now I've got to pull over. My old lady can't make anything to eat because we're sitting on the side of one of those little, old hold-offs. There's maybe a picnic table, a bathroom, if we're lucky. If we're lucky. But we're supposed to let the lady go take a pee, the dog take a pee. We're going to make dinner because we can't move our truck for 8 more hours because we ran out of time because of this snow, fire, traffic, shit in general. So, that just gives you a little, I know I get so elaborate with this sometimes, but Sometimes people need a reality check, and this is it. I mean, this is it. All right, I'm going to try to work this in with my little sneaky people in Washington. They're all scrambling. These fuckers are scared shitless. They don't know what to do, and now they're calling in the big guns. Every time someone gets out there and speaks in favor, hold a check mark. Okay? Because it's connected. It's connected. 40 years of connections. Godspeed, God love, protect my president.